Hello everyone. Today I want to talk you through the process of setting up a church prayer feed. A feed is a way that people can subscribe to your church or your organization and receive updates. It's a kind of broadcast mechanism, much like a Twitter feed, where one person posts updates and everyone else receives what they post. The first place to go is the PrayerMate website, www.prayermate.net, and we're going to go to the section that says you want to use PrayerMate in your church, organisation or mission agency. It'll bring you through to the PrayerMate platform landing page. Choose what kind of organisation you are, a church, another kind of Christian organisation, a mission agency, and it will talk you through some of the benefits, and then you need to choose your price plan. If we look at the detailed price comparison, you'll see the main differences around the number of feeds. You get one for a small, 2 for a medium, 10 for a large, and then the number of subscribers, a total number of subscribers across all your feeds. But all of them come with a 3-month free trial, so don't feel like you need to know up front which of those it's going to be. I'm going to just go with the medium for now, and let's click get started. I'm going to provide a few details. Type in the name of my church, or choose your type there if you need to. I'm going to get my newsletter, set the password, and then choose your time zone. This is important if you're going to connect it up to post your prayer requests automatically to Facebook or Twitter, because it determines for timings and things. But I'm based in London. I'm going to say I'm not a robot, and I agree to the terms of service. Great. Now this is the main dashboard where I can choose the 2 main ways to use PrayerMate as a church. I can either create a feed. This is to help your supporters pray for St. Tesla or your church centrally, or PrayerMate Share, which is about allowing supporters to pray for each other. We have another video about that, but today we're going to focus on creating a feed, so I'm going to do that. And then you need to give it a name. Probably the best thing for now is just to name it after your church and pick a style. Now I'll talk you through these main ones. That the main 2 options really that most people use is either a calendar where you have specific content for each day. People pray everyone prays the same thing on the same date, let's say the 1st of March 2020. Alternatively, we have a newsletter, which is more like a blog where you publish new content as and when it's available. If you're posting irregularly or infrequently, like once a week, once a month, this is best. Let's start with a calendar for now, because this is perhaps the simplest to explain. So there you go, I've created it. By default I have no active prayer points. So the first thing to do is to add some prayer points. We do have some tips on our blog for where to get started. If you're a church that already publishes daily prayer points, perhaps you have a printed prayer calendar or something like that, you might want to try the quick import tool. We have a little video here that talks you through it, but for example, you can paste a date and some text, and it will automatically spot the date and the text. Now obviously the 3rd of January is in the past, so it's showing up in red here. If I change that to June, it would probably work a bit better. It's very flexible, so it understands all kinds of formats. You don't even need to say the 4th June, you could just say 4 or 5 and it shall spot it. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. There's a few options, like what to do with double line breaks. For example, you could just put a date on the first one, and then any double line breaks automatically advance to the next date. And I'm going to go ahead and import some prayer points. If for any reason it ever doesn't work, we have a little link here that will send it through to PrayerMate HQ, and we can take a look at what you've written, and helps understand why it's not working. But hopefully it will. Let's go import prayer points. So there you go. I've got 3 prayer points scheduled for these 3 dates. As I said, it's a calendar feed, so everyone who's subscribed will pray this particular content on that date, this content on that date. If a date has no content, the feed won't appear on that date. So nobody will pray at the moment except on the 3rd, 4th or the 5th. I can edit prayer requests by tapping the pencil here, or I can delete them with the X button. We also have a tool to import a spreadsheet, a CSV file, or you can add a prayer point manually here. Pray for something else, and again you choose the date. When you've set up your prayer points, the next thing is probably to test your feed. So if you tap this button here, it'll give you the details for how to subscribe through the PrayerMate app, which at the moment, because you're just in the test phase, you subscribe either by going to this link or by scanning this QR code on your phone. Test it, see how it looks. You'll probably find you want to add a description or logo as well, which you can do at the top here as an edit feed page, where I could add say Tesla Lodge is a quiet church in the countryside. We'd like to do this. You can provide a link to your website and upload a logo. And then there's a couple more settings here. Do you want it to go to social media? This won't do anything unless you enable integration with PrayerMate or Facebook, which you can do up here at the top, Twitter and Facebook. And do you want it to publish to our website, PrayerMate.net? If you are posting each day to social media and you tick this box, then each tweet or Facebook post will include a link to that prayer point on our website. So let's save that. When you've tested it and you're happy, then at that point you basically have two choices. You either make it a private feed where people either semi-private, where people need the URL or the QR code to subscribe, but anyone who's got those can then get access. Or the next level up is a secure feed, where you request access to the feed. You have to sign into the app, and then it will email you as the administrator to say, Andy Gears wants to subscribe to the St. Testalot feed, and you can say yes or no. There's an increasing sort of obviously level of security with these, but equally there's more admin and inconvenience as well. So the secure at the most extreme end, you have all the administration of actually checking who people are, approving, rejecting, but obviously in return you get more control. Whereas public, it's much easier for people to find your feed, much easier for people to subscribe. That's if you want to keep it private. The other end is to go public, to submit it to the gallery. It will talk you through what you need to do there. We can then approve your feed and get it added to. This is if you want to, if someone through the app goes to add and find a church, you can be listed there, which is the easiest way for people to find you. We also publish some resources like different social media graphics and things, and a sort of quick user guide as well that you may or may not find helpful in promoting your prayer feed. You'll see also here there's a stats page, which once you're up and running will give you stats on how many people have subscribed to your feed and how many people are praying. Now I said I would talk you through some of the other prayer feed styles. This one was a calendar feed. I'm also going to just talk you through the newsletter style. Let's call this a St. Testalot newsletter. Now a newsletter allows you to post less frequently, and prayer requests will stay active until something else replaces them. So let's add something here. Pray for everything happening in the world. And I'm going to publish this now. So I've got one prayer request there. It will start on the 23rd of March, and then it will stay active until something else comes along. So on the 24th, 25th, doesn't matter. People will keep praying for it. You can actually have more than one thing live on the same date. So let's pray for something more specific, and I'm going to say publish this alongside the existing prayer point. So I've now got two things scheduled for the same date. What will happen here is the first time people pray for you, they'll get this one, and then if they come back to the app a few days later, they pray for your church again, it will come up with the second one, and then the next time they pray, it will have gone back to the first one. So it will keep rotating between these two active prayer points until something else comes along. So a few days later, I come to add a new, or a week later, whatever, I could come along and I could publish a new prayer point. Everything has changed, please pray. And at this point I would say replace existing prayer points. So it's now archived those old ones, and it's put a new one in their place. So some people find it helpful. For example, if you subscribe to the PrayerMate prayer feed to pray for us, we probably have 3 or 4 prayer points that we put live. It rotates between them each time you pray, and then about once a month we would publish a new set of 4 prayer points. So it's less administrative burden than having to write a separate prayer point for every day of the month, but it also is more interesting than just getting the same prayer request every single time. Again, you can use the quick import. So let's say 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say again a double line break starts a new prayer point on the same date. So there you see it's scheduled 3 prayer points all at the same time, and by default it's put them on today. So there you go. It's added them alongside the other one that's current. I can also select one particular prayer point and say I'm going to archive that one. With a newsletter you can also schedule things for a future date. So let's say next week on the 30th, something else to pray. So here these 3 other ones are active now, and then on the 30th they will be archived automatically, and this new one will kick in. So that's PrayerMate feeds. If you have any questions at any point, do contact us at info@prayermate.net. We would love to help you succeed. Thanks for watching, and I hope it helps you to get people praying. Bye bye.